Let's get it out the way. An arithmetic sequence. Oh, look at me saying a word that you probably ain't heard. An arithmetic. It looks like arithmetic, though, dog. You see that? It looks like arithmetic, but it's arithmetic. An arithmetic sequence is a series of numbers. How about I abbreviate that, numbers like this, in which there is a common difference between consecutive. Did that for me, make sure I spelled it right. Numbers. And I really wish I put on there, it's between any two numbers. Because what you're looking at with an arithmetic sequence is, I don't care where you go in the pattern, if you were to take two numbers that are back to back, I'm sorry about that, then when you subtract their difference, it's going to be the same value all throughout. Here's an example. If I were to write 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, what would be next? 10. Look at the pattern I just said. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. What would be next? 11. Yes. What are we adding by? 2. 2 is the common difference. So let's get a definition right here. In the next box underneath, it says your common difference. Well, it is in an arithmetic sequence. It is the difference between consecutive, yeah, I had a moment where I spelled it wrong, my bad. Consecutive numbers. Saving some space. All right, so let's try this. I'm not going to give you the same example that I put up there, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, but instead, let's start with the number 3. If I start with the number 3 and I'm telling you that this sequence is arithmetic, I want you to tell me what's the common difference, that's 1, and then tell me what are going to be the next 3 numbers in the sequence, okay? To find the common difference, what are we doing?
Adding 5.
You're adding 5? But how did you get that you're adding 5? Let's say I am completely lost. I don't know how you get add 5. What could you tell me to get that? Say it again, David. You could just subtract. To be more specific, let me move this up. Just tell me that all I would have to do is subtract this number here from the 8. So the one that is first, I'm subtracting from the one that's second. Get it? It will always be that way. So I'm just basically saying, what is 8 minus 3? I mean, that's all. That gives me the common difference. I will notate the common difference with D equals, so that way you'll know what I'm talking about every time, okay? But telling me the next 3 numbers in the sequence, I'm saying finish it. What's going to be next, next, and next? That means you need to add 5. If you don't have a calculator, now will be a good time to come grab one. What's 23 plus 5? 20 what? 28. Okay, make sure I heard it right. You know I got this thing on my neck. What's after that? 33, and then 38. There you go. Nice job. All right, so there will be times when we will try to trick you, and we will give you a sequence that's not arithmetic, and I need you to know when it is and when it isn't, because if it's not arithmetic, you don't have a common difference, and you're not going to be having to give me the next 3 numbers in the sequence. Notice number 1 and number 2 are saying, number 1, are they arithmetic? So that's a yes or no. Then it says, okay, if it is, what's the common difference? So that's another part. The next thing says, I want to know the next three numbers. So if the answer is no, then you don't even have to do the last two parts, okay? Do this for me, please, number 1 and number 2. See what you get. All right. By now, I think you probably got it. Number 1, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it is arithmetic. What is the common difference?
3.
Did you say 3? Yes, good job. And then what are the next 3 numbers?
19, 22, and 25.
You said 19, 22, and
25.
nice job. All right. What about number 2?
No.
No. Why did you say no?
Because it goes from 2 to
Because it's
3.
not. Sorry, I hate to say what?
All of them don't match up.
What do you mean when you say all of them don't match up?
It goes from
You're not adding or subtracting by the same number. And I know what you were about to say is it goes from 2 to 4, which is up 2, right? And then you're going to tell me the next one's up 3, right? So then if this is going up 2 and this is going up 3, right there in itself, you see it's not arithmetic. So let me give you the arithmetic formula. Because you can find any number, any term in a sequence of consecutive numbers using this formula that these smart mathematicians have calculated. The formula says that your A sub n, which represents any term, okay, is going to always be equal to D times parenthesis n minus 1 plus A sub 1. Okay, let's talk about the pieces of this. First thing is the letter D. That represents, oh, sorry, I meant to say the letter A sub 1 because that's what this right here says. The letter A sub 1 represents the first term. And the letter D is the common difference. So if I was giving you a sequence of numbers and I said, okay, here are the first 3 numbers. Tell me what's going to be the 20th number. You ain't got to sit there and keep going and going and going to get to the 20th number. All you have to do is use this formula and you can just jump to that, all right? For these 2 examples, we will do them together, and then on the back side, you're going to practice on your own with some harder values, negatives, fractions, all of that, okay? You are writing a rule for each sequence. What I like to do for repetition's sake is write the formula down over and over and over again. You don't have to write it every time, but you can. So the formula is A sub n equals your common difference times your term minus 1 plus the first term. When you look at the values you have listed, you need to determine a few things. First, what is my first term? What is the first term listed in the series?
12.
12. What is the common difference?
4.
4. In case you forgot, remember I told you you're just going to take the 12 and subtract it from the 16, okay? So now these numbers here will go here and here, all right? I have A sub n equals, what number did I say the common difference was?
4.
4. This is times n minus 1, and then that other value, which the first term was 12. Once you put these numbers in place, you are set up to do 2 things. You can give me the rule for the sequence, And then you can do the second part, which is find the indicated term. Y'all, the indicated term is this thing right here at the end where they're asking you to jump all the way to number in the 48th place, okay? So let's first simplify this. What would I do to simplify this? Come on, y'all. I know y'all know this. Did you say divide? You said multiply? Yes, thank you. Sorry, this is throwing me off big time. We're multiplying, but I ain't taking it off. We're multiplying here with what we call the distributive property. You multiply the number right here, that's your common difference, times the n. That gives me 4n. And then you multiply it times this number here, which is -1. 4 times -1 is -4. From here, I just want to bring down my plus 12. And now this is the place where we clean up our mess. Because if you have like terms, you need to combine them. You do have like terms. What will that give me when I combine?
8.
Whoever said 8, thank you so much. So now I have a sub n equals 4n plus 8. This, my lovely darlings, is my rule. Now the next part says I want you to find the indicated term. So we're not going to sit here and keep listing 28 and then adding 4 to get 32, etc. We want to jump all the way to the number in the 48th place. So what do I do with that number 48?
Bring it down.
Say what?
Bring it down.
Bring it down, because we're going to take that number and put it in the indicated term spot of our rule. So you're going to have now 4 times 48 plus 8. And the way we would write this, since I'm asking you to find the 48 term, is instead of saying a sub n, you would say a sub 48. And then once you actually find the answer, you're telling me the 48th term. Get it? Put that in your calculator. Do not attempt to do that in your head, please. What you got, babe? E-pass, please, and start it.
200.
Did you say 200? You are correct, sir. Nice job. That is what we call the indicated term. Indicated term. No, you do not have to write this down. I'm writing it down so you'll know what in the world I'm doing here, okay? So now let's do something that's not increasing but decreasing. For number 4, you need to tell me, what is my first term? 50. But now we got to do something where we are subtracting, okay? But we're subtracting this number here from 43. So pay attention to what I just said. The order matters. You're subtracting the 50 from the 43. Or actually, I said that backwards. No, I didn't say it backwards. I said it right. What is 43 minus 50, y'all?
50. That would
Huh?
be -7.
-7. Guess what happens if you don't put -7? It's wrong, obviously. It throws everything off too as well, okay? Since the number is bigger that you subtracted, it's going to be negative. So now I'm going to take my rule, which is a sub n equals d times n minus 1 plus a sub 1, and put my numbers in place. So the numbers I'm looking at, I need to put 50 right here, and I need to put -7 right here. Got it? So I have a sub n equals -7 n minus 1 plus 50. Yes? Not the best handwriting, but you with me?
Yes.
Okay, looking at the first example we did, this is the part where we distribute now. So take the number outside the parentheses, -7, distribute it to the first term, giving you -7n, and then distribute it to the second term. Pay attention to the signs. This is where people make careless mistakes. And I know they know the math, but they're not paying attention to the signs.
Don't that become +7?
It's going to become a +7. Yes. So many people write -7. And because they say, oh, I didn't know that that was a negative sign. I thought that was a subtracting sign. Welcome to algebra, where we know that subtractive signs are basically negative signs because it's reversing and negating the value behind it, okay? So I now have something that needs to be cleaned up. Remember what I told you, like terms right here are going to go together. So what am I having when I add 50 plus 7? Come on, do it in your head. 57. You now have your rule, which is negative 7n plus 57. This is your rule. Once you have your rule, all you do is find the indicated term by taking the 24 and placing it where the value right here was, okay? So now I have a sub 24 equals negative 7 times 24 plus 57. This will give me the term that is 24 places down the line, okay? Let me check my key right quick before anybody tells me because I want to make sure you don't get the right value. Answer key. Okay? What y'all got? Need more time?
Negative 101.
That's right. Good job. It was negative 111. This is my indicated term. Now it's time to amp it up. On the back